What's up, guys? It's Tuesday after work. I've been working hard getting this front end torn down. So, quick update for y'all. Obviously, I can't video and work at the same time. I don't want to set the camera up on a tripod or nothing. I don't know if y'all like the time lapse stuff. Want me to throw some of that in there? Let me know in the comments. I'll see about doing that. Um, Also, go ahead and say up front. Remember to like, subscribe. Keep track, ring that bell for notifications if you like what we're doing here on Project SPL. So yeah, last video was Monday night. Put that up, big updates. Moving on to the suspension is one of the priority things I got going on right now. Getting the front lift done, getting the back lift finished so we can start on the floor. But you can see, got the whole front end tore apart. We're stripped down to control arms, and this is why. So these are our new lift spindles. That's basically our old spindle. You can see the difference. It is massive. These things are, they're big, they're thick, they're bulky, especially compared to the stock spindle right there. You can see how thick that steel is. But the most important thing, if you're not familiar, so here's our stock spindle, and it basically, I'll kind of mock it back up. It sits in here like so. So where these mounts are what connect to our ball joints on our control arms. So when they sit there, and here's our spindle, that the whole your whole assembly here, your brakes, the hub, all that slides on that spindle. So what this piece does is, you see your rear mounts there with the ball joints attached in relation to that spindle. And then you look at this one, trying to hold it up. So it basically takes your spindle and shifts it down. So once this is all bolted, I'll try and do this. This thing is heavy. Once this thing is bolted up like so, it takes that spindle there and it shifts down, pushes your tire down, or essentially pushes the body, the rest of the truck, up. And that's how you get your lift. Now, I've done some measuring already on these. And one good thing, they advertise this as a 3-inch lift spindle, but from me doing some quick measuring, it's looking like we're actually going to get closer to 4 inches out of it, of total lift. So that's good, because I'm trying to get as much lift up here in the front. I want to get those wheels to clear these fenders as much as possible, because I think we're going to have to get in here, do some trimming at the bottom just to get those big 26-inch wheels to clear when we're doing some turning. It was insanely tight trying to turn with them on here before the lift. Another thing, I'm gonna get in here, I'm gonna do a little bit of work on this upper control arm, do some modification, see if we can get a little bit more swing out of that, get another extra inch of lift. I think I can get out of some little modifications I can do in here real quick. Now, sorry for that noise, I'm rolling around on a creeper while I'm down here. Another thing we're going to do, I think I mentioned it before. So you see our coil springs down there. I got the sway bars off, coil springs off, the shocks are off. They're laying down there somewhere. None of that's going back in here. We're not putting coil springs back in. I'm not doing lift springs, anything like that. I'm not putting a sway bar back in. It won't be needed. We're taking some steel. We're taking some more of that channel we got in the back. And basically, once I get my spindle put up here in place, I get my upper control arm down as far as I can get it down to get as much lift as possible. I'm gonna mock the lower control arm up to where it just does mate up with the bottom of the spindle, get me a measurement from the frame down to the lower control arm, and we're gonna weld some steel in. We're gonna do a solid suspension. So all this will be welded in, rock solid, nice and tight, cannot move. Same thing we're doing in the back. We're gonna weld some steel in the back between the rear frame and that axle for a rock solid suspension. So we're not gonna worry about any weight issues with this. So far, everything I'm doing, I believe it's gonna keep the truck pretty light comparatively to what some of the other big SPL super street vehicles like this weigh. But still, I don't want to take any chances. I want to build a rock solid base, get everything bulletproof. And yeah, that's the way we're going with most of the build. So I want suspension bulletproof, handle as much weight as I want to put on it. Deadener, I want the body, everything rock solid, handle as much pressure as I can put on it. We're working on getting some foam, pouring little bits of voids here and there with the 2-part foam, that 16-pound stuff from US Composites. Let me tell you, that is some serious stuff. Show you another example here. Here's a piece. I had some left over in a mixing bucket, swelled up. You can see it's about 2.5, 3 inches thick. Yeah, I've hit this with a hammer a couple times and barely denting it. So I'll tell you what, we'll do a quick demonstration here. Hold on, let me get on my hammer. Be right back. All right, we're back. This is a 10-pound hammer. Ball peen end. 2.5 inch or so thick piece of the 16-pound foam. That's a pretty hard hit. And it took it like it wasn't nothing. All right, now I'm gonna swing this all the way up, try and get the camera way back. This is going from behind my head. Look, just did put a little dent in the top of that thing. Let me tell you, this stuff is solid. All right, so last thing I want to get done tonight before I get home is I got some cutting I got to do back here on the rear end. Got to finish getting this little leaf spring flip going on, and basically some mounts that are welded at the bottom of the axle. I got to get in here, get those cut so we can flip them around tomorrow. And that's it. As soon as I get them cut off, I'm calling it quits for the night. Only one left here. You can see everything's dark. So yeah, a few more cuts, get these brackets off on the back. I'm heading home. Gotta go home, feed my kids, and be back tomorrow with another update. Stay tuned, guys. All right, last update for the night. So you can see down here, leaf springs, yay. So these are the mounts that used to be welded on to that axle up there. And I had to get in there and do some cutting and get those loose. And so basically where they used to sit under here with the axle on top, everything's, the leaf springs are upside down. But with the axle on top, the axle's gonna go underneath. So cut these brackets off, flip them around. And yeah, so tomorrow we'll get in here. We'll get these, probably just gonna tack weld them right to the leaf springs to hold them up for us. Get in here, tack weld these in place. As soon as those mounts are holding on there, then we get the leaf springs, bolt them back up in place. Get the axle's all kinds of wonky right now. I had to flip it every which way to get in there and get these things cut off. But yeah, we'll get the axle back sitting right, get the wheels on it to get it up in the air where it needs to be, make it easier for us to roll it around in place. Leaf springs bolted up. We can get these on the axle, get the axle angled up how we need to with the drive shaft, get the pinion angle right, and then we can weld this part onto the axle tube, get that position. Once we got that, we can jump back in here, get our spacing, get our wood floor, and get our height with the wheels set, and then we can get the back of the leaf spring attached back here to the back of the frame. So that's going to be our goal for tomorrow. Right now, with the front, I got to do some more inspection. I think I need new brake lines. I think I want to take that precaution. I might not. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out tomorrow. It's been a long day today. Been working hard on this. But yeah, that for the back. Nothing else. Tomorrow starts reassembly, getting the lift spindles back on, getting the front steel welded in between the control arms and the frame, and yeah, hopefully tomorrow on Wednesday we can have this suspension sorted out, wheels back on the ground, on its own weight, no more tube jack stands underneath it. So that's our goal for tomorrow. Stay tuned. All right, guys, hold on. Much better. All right, Thursday night update. Got a bunch of work done last night on Wednesday. Didn't get any footage shot. So first up, we got the front end done. Got the wheels back on. Let me turn this wheel. We got a little bit of clearance, but they do clear. This is after all the lift. You see we got some steel welded in. So the front suspension is solid. Got the new lift spindles on. And even got up in here, got my spark plugs changed, got the plug wires changed. Still got to do the fuel filter. Yep, got to get my center caps back on. I'll see if I can show y'all on this side. Just barely, I mean, barely enough my finger to even get through. Barely got some clearance there. On the front side, got just about a finger's width of clearance there. And keep in mind, this will not move. When this gets on the ground, it's locked into place. So now we're back here in the back. We've got the suspension all mostly done. Leaf springs are fastened to the front. We got the steel welded straight down from the frame. The leaf springs are flipped on top of the axle, and we're working now on doing some notches in the back in order to get the gas tank up in there. So that's our next step. We're notching the frame, making some adjustments so we can get the factory gas tank back mounted up in the back of this thing. So hang on tight, we'll be right back. All right guys, wrapping it up for the night. This is going to close out this video. We've got it on the ground. Modified jack stands are out of there. This is exactly how high it's going to sit. Suspension is welded up solid. Got a ton of weight savings taking all this stuff out the front, getting the truck real light. Back end is completely done. Frame is done. Suspension is done. The gas tank is in. Got it tucked up into the new frame. We're able to reuse the factory brackets here. Just got some studs coming down. Coming around the side, show y'all some stuff. You see, yep, gas tank tucked up in there nice. So our factory fuel lines made up perfect. Our harness makes up perfect. We even got the filler neck coming out through the side of the frame. Here's my factory filler neck. So I got to do a little extension here, and we're going to be able to use the factory gas door to put gas in. Just extend that up a little bit. But that's it. Everything's in. You can see we got steel just welded in straight down from the frame to the axle. Got some welded on both sides. Get that all rock solid. I'm happy. I'm happy with how this turned out. Gas tank's in. Wheels are on. Pretty massive lift there. So this is the current view from the back. Now once the wood starts going in here and we get the floor built up, I'm going to come in. We're going to trim this out. So this will get a roll pan on it at some point. We'll have a roll pan coming down, covering this up. There'll be a wood box starting in here because again, this is where the cap banks are going to sit. So at the very minimal, we'll get in here with some paint. Cover up some of this rust, get all this stuff painted up good. And I don't know, I might do some kind of drop down back here to help pretty this back end up. Maybe a custom roll pan, maybe a big old fancy custom bumper on the back end. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. But yeah, this is it. Let's get in. So in the back, this is how high it is compared to me. And this is in the front. So y'all can see how tall I am and how tall the truck is now. So it's really not that bad. Back's pretty high, but I don't know, it's not too tall. Now, I was only able to get about, I don't know, it's 4 to 5 inch lift in the front, get all the tires to clear. Right now, we're probably sitting at a good 8 inch lift in the back. So it's got a little bit of a rake forward, but it's good. It doesn't look bad, and it's perfect for what I'm gonna need to start getting that enclosure built in there. So that's it. That wraps up our update for tonight. I'll go and get this video posted in the morning. Next things to come. What is next? I got the doors to work on. They're still sitting on the side over here. Haven't touched them yet. Work on the doors. But I think we can start getting wood down on the floor. I think that's going to be my next top priority. Get the wood floor down. And oh yeah, got a special video idea coming. Look for that next week. Got something a little crazy we're gonna do with Project SPL real quick. But yeah, that's it. So for now, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Remember, if you like what we're doing here on the channel, click that thumbs up button, give us a like, subscribe, share with all your friends. They're probably going to enjoy this too. Until next time, we'll see y'all then.